You're about to learn the 3 secrets to unlocking confidence. If you're watching this video, I bet you're in a place where you're feeling stuck right now. You're not feeling confident. What's the opposite of confidence? Well, it's feeling shy, held back, inhibited, full of self-doubt, full of self-criticism. And what does that stuff do? That stops you from being able to put yourself out there in the world in the way that you want, being able to make friends, being able to be involved in a social network, being able to feel like people care about you and you matter. And it's probably stopping you in the area of dating and relationships. That's the biggest place where confidence gets us. And even if you are in a relationship, you're probably in a place where you're feeling pretty insecure and jealous and not sure why the person's with you and they might leave you. So if we're lacking confidence, it's hard to feel satisfied in any area of our lives. When I work with men, they'll say, well, something needs to shift and then I'll feel confident. It's very external focus. It's like, well, if I earn more money, then I'll feel confident. If I had my hair back, then I'd feel more confident. If I had a better job, then I'd feel more confident. Or, my favorite, if I had a super hot girlfriend, then I'd feel confident. But this is putting the cart before the horse. It's not an external game. Confidence, as we all know on some deep level, is an internal game. That those things, the things you get and the response you get from people, is a reflection of how you feel about yourself. Confidence is an internal game. It's about taking a shift. And that's what these 3 things are about that I'm going to share with you in a moment. That's about how do we start to make that internal shift. And how do we make that internal shift even if we've had experiences in our life that tell us that people don't like us or we're not good enough and all that stuff. You're going to learn exactly how to break through with that soon. But think about this. What if you could make some shift inside of yourself, some internal reprogramming of your own mind where you would have more confidence naturally? That you'd be able to go start a conversation with anyone that you want. There's a group of people and you're interested in them, you can just walk over them and start a conversation. What if similarly you see an attractive, young, beautiful woman that's reading an interesting book so she looks smart and she's sitting in a coffee shop? What if you had the confidence to say, you know what? I could go talk to her. And then you did it. What if you knew that if you were alone in a city or if you could just go out in your own city, you could go out that night by yourself and feel comfortable and confident and be able to start conversations with people and meet women and maybe take someone home? What if you knew that you could walk out to a bookstore and meet people? What if you knew that you could be the hub of your social network and be able to start connecting with people in a way that you felt like people really wanted to be with you for who you were? What if you could overcome all these fears of rejection and all this self-doubt? What if you could blast through that inner critic? What if you could do all these things to unleash your confidence? Well, that's what I want to share with you now, is you could do all of these things if you master these 3 secrets to unlocking your confidence. So without further ado, here are the 3 secrets. The first one, the first thing that you absolutely have to change is you have to change how you see yourself. That means you have to have a change of self-perception. Another way of saying that is change of self-concept. These are all ways of saying the same thing. Change how you see yourself. Because if you're stuck in shyness, I can guarantee you one thing, that you're seeing yourself very negatively and very critically, and you don't have much love and acceptance for yourself. So the first thing that you have to shift is this self-perception. And I get a lot into this, into the free book that you just got called 5 Steps to Unleash Your Inner Confidence. We talk about your story. You're going to go way in depth into learn how to shift this story. So I'm going to share one tip with you now, an action step that you can do to take action in this area. As I said before, not only is it going to be theory, but it's going to be action, so you can internalize this in your body. So one thing that you can do today to start shifting how you see yourself is to take control of your self-talk. And first of all, for some guys, they don't even know what this means. They're like, take self-talk, what is that? That is what it is that you frequently and consistently repeat to yourself in your mind. Now, some people have heard this before and they've heard of affirmations and positive thinking, and that stuff is tricky and it might not work for you, but there's way more systematic ways to do that. But one I'm going to share with you right now is to get a sheet of paper and just draw a line down the middle of it. And on the left side, list out all the critical things that you're saying to yourself about a certain situation. I'm awkward, I didn't know what to say, that sounded stupid, I'm weird, they don't like me. You list all those things out on the left. And then you go to the right side of the sheet and you challenge each one of them. You challenge it with more compassion, more curiosity, more patience, more empathy, whatever it is that you really need. You challenge it in a way where, as if you were talking to a good friend. If a good friend came to you and said, hey, I'm awkward, they didn't like me, I'm a loser, you wouldn't say, yeah, it's true, you suck. I mean, hopefully not. You wouldn't be friends for long if you did. So challenge it in that same way. Write out more positive, realistic ways of looking at the situation. That's the first tip for how to implement changing your self-concept. The second thing that you have to change, the second secret to unlocking your confidence, is you must change the way that you see other people. Because the way that we see other people when we're shy is very distorted. We view people as highly critical, highly judgmental, immediately quick to reject us, and not just a polite rejection, but a harsh, thorough, complete aversion and disdain for us as a person. You know what I'm talking about? Right? If you were to go talk to someone and say, hey, how's it going? They'd say, get away from me, you monster. You know, either they'd say that or they'd think it. That's what we imagine they're thinking. So we have to change the way that we see others. And one simple way to start doing that now is to use a technique that I call assume approval. So what this is you think about, how am I when I'm around people that I know approve of me? You know, if you're around your dog and you know your dog's going to love you because, hey, dogs love you no matter what. Or you're around your family. Or you're around your best friend from middle school or high school where you're just making jokes and being stupid and you know on a deep level that that person loves and accepts you and approves of you. And if you can take that same attitude and energy when you go interact with someone, I call this assuming approval. You enter into the interaction and you act as if you already assume they're going to like you. So you assume familiarity, friendliness. You say, hey, how's it going, man? You pat them on the back. You act in a way that you would with a good friend. And you assume that approval, and your results will start to shift. And you'll start to see that people respond in kind. And the third thing, the third secret to unlocking your confidence, the third thing you must shift is you must take new action. You know, all of these things, we can get theories in our head, we can change the way we think, we can try to change the way we see people, but until you really start taking action and try something new and get a different result, things don't change. It's just, I wish there was a way that we could somehow magically shift it, but it doesn't happen. We have to be willing to try something new, and only then, by taking action again and again, can you start to see, you know what? The stuff I was telling myself, maybe that's not quite true. Maybe there is a way out of this. Maybe people can like me. In fact, again and again, when I've been working with guys, the shift doesn't happen until they take action. So those are the three things. And I want you to do is I want you to implement these things. Oh, let me give you a tip on how to take action today. To take action today, what I'd like you to do is go to a busy street where a lot of people are walking, a pedestrian area street, a downtown street, a place with a lot of shops, a mall, it doesn't matter, where there's a lot of people walking. And I want you to walk down a side of the sidewalk, upright in your body, walking strongly and confidently as much as you can muster, and make eye contact with people and say hi to as many people as you can. Shoot for like 20. So some of them might be absorbed in their own thing, their headphones or whatever, but anyone who's walking by, make sure a little ways away you say, hey, how's it going? And if they look up at you, you just smile, you give a nod, you say hi. You do something that indicates, how's it going? I'm greeting you. So all you're doing is you're walking down the street and you're greeting 20 people. Now, if you're really anxious about doing this, that's a good thing. There's this whole process of exposure, which I can't get into right now, but if you do the things that scare you consistently, they stop scaring you. So take action today by walking down the street. I call this experiment friendly greetings. And all these things are experiments. So if these things get you going and help you learn to shift your confidence, then I want to say you need to take it one step deeper. Because this is, I mean, I can only share a little bit in this short video here, but I share hours of this stuff. In fact, probably 8.5 actually, hours of this, 8 sessions, but some of the sessions I run over because I got so many ideas I want to share. 8 hours of material that contains all of this. Everything you need to know to radically transform your story. Everything you need to do to shift how you see others, and everything you need to do to take action. I'm talking dozens of social experiments and support and tips and tricks about how to get the most out of these things so they radically shift your sense of confidence. I distilled it all down into 8 videos. There's an extensive workbook, so you're playing along as you watch the videos. It's not just a passive take in some intellectual information, but actually radically transform as you're watching the videos. I've distilled it all down, and I'm offering it to you in a product called Confidence Unleashed. And if you click below, you can order now. We're doing this, it's going to be sold for $297, but right now we're running a test where I want to see if I can get it out to more people all over the country, all over the world, to get more momentum here. I want a lot of guys to start making this shift, and I don't want price to be a barrier, so I'm offering it at a greatly reduced price for a limited time only. So click below and you can order today, and you can start making this shift. You know, there's a guy that I worked with who I think really exemplifies these challenges. And we worked together for a little while, and then I said, hey, why don't you try Confidence Unleashed? I just finished this product. It had still some rough edits in it, and I was just testing it out. And I was like, well, hey, be my guinea pig, be a beta tester, and you get it for free, and let's see what it does. And we've been working together for maybe a month or so we hadn't made it that far. And then he did this program. And here's the thing, is I suggest you do the program over a period of weeks so there's time to internalize it. But this guy was a maniac. So he went through and he did all 8 videos in like 7 days. Sometimes he watched 2 videos in a day. And he did all these experiments and he did all these exercises in his journal. And so it happened all in the course of a week between sessions. And so I saw him 1 week and he was stuck. I don't know, talk to people. I can't do this. I'm not good enough. I suck. He went through this program in a week and he came back and like a different person was walking into the room. I mean, he moved with charisma and magnetism. And he had this sense of like empowerment in his body. And I was like, what happened to you? And he's like, well, I actually went through the program. Now, these were rapid results, and it actually took him a few more weeks to start to really make the shifts in his life. But over the course of about a month, he radically transformed. He went from a place of not having dated a woman in 3 years since his last relationship, which he just happened to fall into in high school. He's been in college for 3 years and had not dated anyone. And within a month after listening to that program, he had gone on several dates, and he was actually already about to be in a relationship with a woman. I was like, wow, you move quick. You don't want to date more? And he's like, no, she's amazing. I want to be with her. And so this is just one area where things shifted for him. It radically transformed his way he operated in his classes and group projects. He took on leadership roles. He became the captain of a sports team that he was an underling in the beginning. I mean, his life just completely shifted. And I know this can shift for you because the content in here is tried and true. I've developed it over years of therapy work and coaching work with guys, and I've distilled it down. So this stuff isn't a bunch of theoretical stuff that I think works. It's stuff that I know works from practical experience, from tried and true methods that have been clinically proven, and some of them have even been empirically proven, some of the techniques from cognitive therapy that you'll learn. So I know this program can work for you. The only obstacle is if you do it or not. And so here's the one thing that really hangs people up is like, what if I get it and it doesn't work? I mean, isn't this a scam? Isn't everything on the internet potentially a scam? I don't know this guy. I'm just seeing him talk in a video. He could be a total phony. So here's the thing. I want you to get the program and try it out. Use it. In fact, use it for 6 months. If your life isn't radically different, you're not more confident, you're not doing more of what you want in your life, after 6 months, just return it, send it back to me, or just, it's a digital thing, so just keep it, send back an email to me and say, I don't like this, and I will give you your money back, no questions, no hassles, because I know this is going to work, and I want to remove any sense of concern that you're going to get duped, because you can trust me. This stuff is powerful material. It radically transformed my life and hundreds of men that I've worked with over the last decade. So go ahead and order now below. Get the limited discount price before it goes live for the entire nation, and you can have instant access. You can be watching this video within 60 seconds. You can download the workbook as a PDF. You can print it out. You can start working immediately. You can have, in that first video, we go deep, and you can notice a powerful shift in your life today, tonight, if you just click below and order now. There's one final thing I want to share with you. You know, if you're anything like I was, you watched this whole video, you really want it, you're really intrigued. I can't tell you how many times I did this. I watched something on the internet, someone said, I can help you, and I was like, I don't know, it's not going to work for me. I had such a negative self-perception. You know, that first thing you need to change? God, I needed to change that. Such a negative self-perception. And I was like, it's not going to work for me. I'm a loser. There's something wrong with me. So even if someone said it could work, I wouldn't believe them. And you know what? I was stuck in that place for years. And I want to ask you a question. If you don't take action now, you don't order now, you don't try this thing out, there's no risk. Right? You can return it if you don't like it. It's only a small, the price of it is like less than a single therapy session. I mean, you go to like dinner 4 times over the course of a couple weeks. That's the price of this program. And if you invest in it, but if you don't, and it doesn't work, and you're stuck and in the same place, how do you expect things to be different? If you don't take action, how do you expect life to be different? You know, as Sarah Connor from Terminator 2 says, there's no fate but what we make for ourselves. So how is tomorrow going to be different if you don't take new action today? So I encourage you to order now. You won't regret it. And if you do, you can return it. This is a tremendously powerful transformational product, and it's helped the lives of hundreds of men and can help you. So please order now, and I look forward to speaking with you more in the future and in Confidence Unleashed.